Which everyday item was once used as currency in parts of Africa? Salt. Which of these animals has no bones in its body? Jellyfish. What does the idiom "spill the beans" mean? Reveal a secret. Which crop is most damaged by standing water after heavy rain? Cotton. Which milk contains the highest natural fat content among common dairy animals? Buffalo. Which country is famous for building floating farms to save space? Netherlands. Which shape has the largest area using the same perimeter? Circle. Which technology allows phones to unlock using your face? Biometrics. Which border is known as the longest undefended border in the world? USA-Canada. Which vitamin dissolves in water instead of fat? Vitamin C. Which famous stadium is nicknamed the Theater of Dreams? Old Trafford. Which country produces the most avocados globally? Mexico. A buffer state is usually created to reduce conflicts. Which sea animal sleeps while half its brain stays awake? Dolphin. Which country has these 4 national languages? Switzerland. Which farming method rotates crops to reduce soil exhaustion? Crop rotation. Which country has farms located below sea level? Netherlands. Which word is closest in meaning to vivid? Bright. Which livestock animal is most associated with alpaca wool? Llama. Which famous puzzle uses numbers but no math calculations? Sudoku. Which body organ uses the most oxygen relative to its size? Brain. Which country is known for giant underground oil reserves in the Orinoco Belt? Venezuela. Which major historical event began in 1789? French Revolution. Which dynasty is associated with the Terracotta Army? Qin Dynasty. Which famous scientist worked in a patent office before becoming world famous? Einstein. Which continent has the fewest flowering plants naturally? Antarctica. Which milk is commonly used to make traditional kumis drink? Mare milk. Which crop is most commonly grown in flooded fields? Rice. Which livestock disease is often called mad cow disease? Bovine spongiform encephalopathy. Which farming practice helps prevent soil erosion on hillsides? Terrace farming. Which country controls the Bosporus Strait? Turkey. How long does it take for the sun's light to reach Earth? Eight minutes and 20 seconds. Which crude oil product is most used in commercial aviation? Kerosene. Which country grows most of the world's vanilla naturally? Madagascar. Which country is the largest producer of cricket bats in the world? India. Which language has the most words added yearly from internet slang? English. What percent of all animal species on Earth are vertebrates? Around 5%. Which place is known as the Great Gulf of America? Gulf of America. Which animal's milk naturally contains the most vitamin C? Camel.